Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. So today I want to talk about Juno Beach on D-Day. This is one of my final two beaches that I have to depict. After this, I have to depict Sword Beach, so that's going to be quite a bit smaller, probably less than half of this really, because this is like 16 by 48, I believe. So really not that big of a build, but I think it was still nonetheless a pretty nice looking build for what it turned out to be. It's possibly, I would say, my most detailed build with a black border, and nonetheless probably my most detailed. So yeah, we're gonna get into the history of this build. Just to let you know, these are Canadians. They may not really look it, but they are Canadians. So what I put on there, I put on like the Japanese helmet. Like, I guess it's called the T90 or something like that, or T99, something like that. I forget the exact name of the helmet, but I'm sure someone can correct me down in the comments. But I put that on to represent the MK3 turtle helmet, I think is what it's called. So I put that on them to represent that, which I think it does a decent job at that. Could it be better? Yes, but you know, they didn't all have netting by any means, so I figured it would work. And to be fair, these are just temporary Canadians from World War II. They're not permanent or anything like that, because after this build I'm converting them back to British paratroopers and all that, so that's what they'll be after this. So yeah, hopefully y'all enjoy this video, and we're going to get started on the history of this build. So Juno Beach was the Allied code name for a 10-kilometer or 6-mile stretch of beach on the French coastline, assaulted by the Canadians on D-Day, June 6, 1944, during World War II. Rough seas delayed the landing, and the rising tide reduced the width of the beach, which eventually became jammed with incoming vehicles and equipment. Juno was heavily defended, and casualties were high, especially among the first wave of landing infantry. At Juno Beach, the Canadians sustained roughly 950 to 1,060 casualties, which included about 340 killed and over 600 wounding or missing, being one of Canada's hardest mornings, but also one of its most important mornings. So the big reason I wanted to do this Juno Beach mock, this video basically, which is what it's about, wanted to do this video just due to the simple fact that I don't really see many people talk about Juno Beach. Like, I'm an American. Usually people focus on like Omaha Beach. Sometimes you'll hear about Utah Beach or, you know, Point du Hoc. I mean, you hear about some of the British beaches, but I don't know. I feel like the Americans on D-Day sure do get a lot of attention, and I feel like the Canadians, you know, and the British, they don't get as much as attention as the Americans. So I feel like sometimes, you know, I want to shed light on those kind of not necessarily unknown, just parts that don't get covered as much, just kind of what I like doing. So, you know, and it's not to say that the Canadians aren't known or, you know, anything like that. They're just, you know, not talked about nearly as much as the Americans on D-Day, or depicted as much on D-Day. I mean, you look at movies about D-Day, it's usually, I don't know percentage of the time, but most of the time it's usually about the Americans at Omaha Beach. Usually, to me at least, based on just, you know, Saving Private Ryan and some other films out there. But yeah, I just really found this whole mock to be a little bit, what would you want to say, just intriguing to me, because not only is it about what I was building it about and all that, Juno Beach, that intrigued me, but also just the fact that it was possibly my most detailed Lego build to date, especially with the black border. So it's also teaching me a bit more about like building techniques and that sort of stuff. So if y'all like this type of building style, let me know. I'm gonna be doing a bunch of smaller styles like this, so that's kind of what I'm going to be going for here in the future. I don't know if or when I'll be doing bigger builds, because I like doing the bigger builds, but My big problem with the bigger builds is just honestly, they take a bit of money and I just kind of let them collect dust. And I mean, that's the same thing with the smaller ones, but I mean, to be fair with the smaller ones, at least they are, you know, obviously smaller, so they don't take as much room, so I can have my drink by my bed when I'm sleeping or something like that. So kind of an odd reason to not do big builds, but I don't know. I love the big builds, but you can't have as much detail. You can't have, you know, as much, what would you want to say? I guess different building techniques sometimes. So I don't know. If I do big builds one day again, I would probably want to slowly build my way up to, you know, doing 48 by 96 and that sort of stuff with black borders, though. I don't know if I'd want to do 48 by 96 with a black border. I mean, it all really depends. I could do it, but if I did, it would probably be for like a big winter build, something that I have a lot of parts for, which obviously would be a winter build because, I mean, I have a ton of white parts compared to parts for like green or something like that. Besides the fact that I'm starting to get a bit more olive green, so, you know, just a thought really. But we're going to get into the build now because I don't want half the video to be me yapping right here because I'll probably be doing a ton of this at the end too. So we're going to get into the build now and just all the little details with it. So to get started on the detail of this build, like I said earlier in the video, these Canadians, they have Japanese helmets on, at least 3 of them, just to represent the MK3 turtle helmet they had. So this is a mostly accurate build. Obviously, if I wanted to say it was 100% accurate, I think the one thing I'd have to do is research on my Germans if they even use this cam on D-Day. And then also, well, specifically just on June 6th at JUNO Beach. And then I'd have to go and basically buy new Canadians because these are very, very, like, jerry-rigged, mind the pun, Canadians. So they're not exactly meant to be 100% accurate. They're just meant to give that rough look of them. Like, 3 of them have the, you know, Japanese helmet representing the MK3 helmet, and then that guy there has a Brody. Thought the Brody would be best because they still had the Brody. They just, you know, it wasn't their primary helmet. And I wanted to use that one because you can see it's got a bit of dirt on it. And since he's getting blown up, basically, I figured it would be best if he had it. I think that's a neat little detail for him. And see, there's his rifle on the ground, his Lee Enfield with no bayonet on it. And then if you go over here, you can see there's this Canadian. They're just getting out of the water essentially and onto the beach. And they're just basically, you know, this guy here, he has a Bren over his shoulder. He's running onto the beach. And then this guy here has a Sten machine gun. And he's getting shot at by this guy, these 2 guys here manning an MG42. You got that guy with the camo helmet on. He is actually the one shooting the MG42. And then this guy here with the K98 on his back. He's basically holding the belt, trying to help the feeding on it, because that was actually how the MG42 operated. So, you know, I mean, obviously you don't have to operate it with 2 people. You could probably do it with 1. But I wanted to showcase doing it with 2, considering, you know, I think it looks a lot better this way. Then as you can see, you got this German here with an MP40. I don't know what this camo is called. I almost want to say it's called Splinter Camo. I mean, you can zoom in a little bit more and you can see they have like almost like a poncho on or something. I don't know what you want to call it, but I'm pretty sure this is Splinter Camo. Is what it is. It's really hard to tell, but pretty sure that's what this is. But I liked it because not only is it kind of some of my only Germans that I have that are pretty detailed with these like flesh tone you know, soldiers that I bought off AliExpress with these custom Canadians, but, you know, I think it just looks better too. Most of this build, I mean, it's simple. There's not really anything too complicated about this build, which I like. So, you know, because, like, you got the seawall here. I did pretty good on this whole thing. I think this is overall a really nice mock. Probably going to take it apart after this video, though, so I can get started on my American Civil War build back here. You can see I got the cannon out because I'm going to stick that probably over there. So, but yeah, you can see here I built this crater. Looks pretty nice. I also like that I did a ton of tiling on this build. I think that's just a really nice detail. Just looks really nice to me. So, I don't know. I really like it personally. Just looks nice, to be honest, just doing tiling like this. Gives a level of detail that most people like doing their smaller mocks on. And this custom, like, obstacle, I don't remember the name of it, but it has, like, 3 mines on it. I think they look pretty nice, honestly. So, I mean, overall, there isn't too much to go over with this build. It's not really anything crazy. Like, I can give you a shot of these Germans, you know, shooting at this guy. Like, you can see, it's not too bad. If I can get that going, you can see that. But yeah, this British soldier here with his Lee Enfield, he is aiming at the machine gunners. Well, machine gunner and the guy holding the belt. He is about to shoot at them and try to kill them before they take out this guy here who has the Sten. So I just think that's really just most of the build. I mean, obviously there's the foliage and all that. I'll probably end up stuffing some of this foliage and other stuff onto this mock, my Civil War mock there, and just kind of throw it on in the areas there with olive green. So I'm going to stick some olive green stuff there, some there, that sort of thing, probably back there towards the cannon. So we'll see, because, you know, once I take this apart, it's all going onto that mock there. So, I mean, it's going to be quite a bit. I mean, I'll definitely have enough to do this mock with, like, the black border, I'm sure. I really don't know why I'd be short on parts for the black border. I don't think I would be at all. So, but I don't know. We'll see when I get there. And yeah, if y'all enjoyed this video, let me know down below, and we're going to get into the outro. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video. That was pretty much it for the mock. Like I said, it wasn't anything crazy. I mean, realistically, it was a pretty small mock. I mean, 6 minutes for the whole smaller little mock. I mean, kind of a bit more than I thought it would be, but I mean, you know. I think the one thing I could have done better, though, with it, honestly, would have been the water. But then again, to be fair, like, I don't think the water was that bad, because I still want every build to be unique. And I think so far on basically every D-Day mock I've had that I've made off the top of my head, they've all had mostly the same technique for water. And I'm pretty sure on my Sword Beach one that I'm going to make, because I'm pretty sure that is my last one, unless it's gold. I really don't remember if it's sword or gold, but I'm pretty sure it's sword. But when I do sword or gold, or whichever one my last one is, of like the 5 landing beaches plus Point du Hoc, I think the next thing I have to do after that at some point is the paratroopers. And doing that, I'll probably do 2 separate builds, and I'll probably do it with 1 American objective, and then, you know, just basically 1 American mock involving my 6 American paratroopers, and then probably do another with my 4 British paratroopers that I have, which currently on my JUNO beach mock are, you know, custom Canadians. But I'll probably buy a few more paratroopers when I do that one, because I have no honest clue what sort of mock I'd want to do. I'd really want to do something specific on June 6, 1944, because I want to make it more part of D-Day than anything. So, I mean, I feel like June 6, 1944 would fit the D-Day agenda that I'm wanting to go for, I guess you could say, with this whole mock series almost. Because I have a playlist specifically for the D-Day mock so far, and something I've thought about too is if I should do a Omaha Beach V2, like a version 2, because my V1, I mean, the cliff on it was probably the worst and ugliest part. Like, it just had a pattern. It looked like something you'd see in Star Wars or something like that, and like some Imperial base or something with some sort of architectural design. I don't know. To me, that's just what it makes me think of. I don't know why it does. I really don't know where in the world I got that from, but that's just what it makes me think of. I don't know, but that's just what it makes me think of. But yeah, no, I mean, I'd love to do a version 2 on it. I would just have to look at some more, like, photos of Omaha Beach to figure out if I want to go for a tall cliff again, because, I mean, that was half my issue. I feel like if I do Omaha Beach again, I want to do a cliff, but I have to be able to blend the cliff in a way that, you know, there's still a path almost for soldiers to run up or something, so I think half the problem would be doing said path and, you know, also having a way for the Americans and all that to just basically be able to go up almost like this little sand hill or something like that, I guess. Like this, you know, incline, whatever. And then, you know, these bunkers and all that stuff, because the German bunkers, from what I know of, usually they have like a, I don't know if you'd really want to call it a choke point. I mean, maybe you could call it that, but they'd have these fields of fire and all that, so I would have to look a little more into that, because off the top of my head right now, I can think of it, but if I want to do it on a smaller mock, the only problem with that is I can't do the cliffs too tall, so I would probably want to scale it down, like the cliffs, a lot more, just for the sake of detail, and not just detail, but also just making sure that the mock itself doesn't get too big, because I wouldn't do the whole beach if I was to do it again, because I did downsize my American soldier collection. I think I'm at like 13 of the 20 I originally had, or something like that. I don't even remember how many I had right now. Maybe it's like 10, I forget. But yeah, it's mostly because I changed their heads and other stuff, so really, I don't know how I'd want to go about it, but, you know, it's just something I'd want to look into, figure out. Sorry if I'm tired right now, by the way. It's like 1:30 in the morning, so I am recording this very late. So I am, like, quite literally after this probably just gonna roll in my bed or something and just fall asleep. So, yeah, I'm just recording this late because I had my mind on this, and I know if I don't do it now, I am not gonna be doing this for a few days, because knowing me, that's how it goes. So, that's how it goes with a lot of my videos. I think that's how it was with my IRA weapons video I did recently. Y'all should go check that out if you haven't. Pretty good video, besides me constantly having to read over my notes. But when it's a subject that you're not as knowledgeable on, I mean, you kind of have to, unless you just read on it like it's a script. So, I don't know, to me, I just was like, I don't care if I have to read off my notes a lot. At this point, I'm presenting information, so I don't think people would mind it. So, I don't know. It's something I'd like to get better at in the future, though, but, you know, I don't do as many videos like that. It's something I'm starting to get into, so that's mostly just me, you know, yapping right now and stuff like that. I'm sure everyone would say differently, but that's just me being me. So, yeah, we kind of have a long outro right now, so hopefully y'all loved this video. Like I said, I think my next mock will be an American Civil War mock, at least video wise. Maybe it will be, unless I do the Sword Beach one. We'll see, because Sword Beach one, I don't know scale wise what it's gonna be. I'm thinking like maybe 8x8, 16x16, something like that. We'll see. I think 16 by 16 would be good, because I could maybe somehow put that into freeform, but I feel like the problem is I don't want to throw that many Brits on, so 16 by 16 would be pretty big. So I'd probably want to go like 8 by 8. Maybe do like a small like sandy hill, almost something like that, depending on what I see in the pictures. Maybe a bit of a seawall, bunker, that sort of thing. I don't know. Maybe have it be a destroyed bunker or something like that, or a German machine gun firing out of a bunker, and British soldiers about to throw a grenade in there. I don't know. I mean, it's all really ideas. We'll see where I want to go with it whenever I get there, because I'm not too sure yet. I'm kind of just thinking in my head right now what I'd rather do, but things change, so we'll see. But yeah, hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. If y'all ever have any ideas, feel free to share it, especially with my Weapons of the World's Armies series I'm doing. Haven't really figured out where I want to go with it, but if I do World War I and II weapons, keep in mind I would love to do it based on armies like during a certain battle. So if you want to know about the Germans, note a battle you'd like to note in, like Battle of Kursk or Stalingrad, Moscow, Leningrad, that sort of thing. I mean, Leningrad lasted like 4 years, 4 years, actually 3 years. It's 1941 to 44, technically speaking. So, I mean, you know, 3 years, technically 4, depends on how you see it, I think, but I'm pretty sure it's actually 3. Math on my head is not so good, but before I end up yapping for 9 minutes, because that's already what I'm doing, I'm going to end this right here. So hope you all have a great day and a great night. If you haven't subscribed, be sure to do that. Be sure to share this with friends, family, whoever you know is interested in history. And also, if you don't know, I have a Discord. I've had a Discord for at least over a year now, I think. Maybe, actually, it's probably getting close to a year, because I think in August it turns to a year. I can't remember exactly. But I have a Discord. Link to it is in my channel description. If anyone is interested, I'm trying to share that as much as I can. Sometimes I just straight up forget, because I don't really talk much in there sometimes, but I'm sure if we had more people in there, I would talk a lot more, because right now it's just me and like 12 other people, I believe. So if y'all are interested in joining, y'all are free to join. Like I said, link is in my channel description. Probably made a few posts on it too, if you can't find that in the community tab, I believe is what it would be listed as, or posts, whatever. I'm sure you can find it either way, but I have posts there too, you know, also with the Discord link. So if the link doesn't work, let me know. I can always post a new post or something like that, but it should work last I checked. So yeah, we're already at 10 minutes on this section of the video, and I'll see you all in the next video. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, like I said, and join my Discord if you haven't already, and I will see you all in the next video. Have a great day and a great night.